Their names exist. Their bodies do not. In the quiet cemeteries that dot the landscapes of Europe and the Pacific, rows of white crosses stand in silent tribute. But among them are markers for soldiers whose stories have a haunting, unresolved final chapter. These are the ghost soldiers of World War II, the thousands of men and women listed as missing in action, whose fates remain one of the war's most enduring mysteries. Imagine being a family in the 1940s. A telegram arrives. It doesn't bring the devastating news of a death, but something arguably more agonizing. Your son, your husband, your brother is gone, vanished, swallowed by the chaos of battle. Was he captured? Did he fall in a place no one saw? Is it possible? Just possible. He's still out there somewhere. This uncertainty became a heavy cloak worn by countless families for decades. The story of the ghost soldiers is not one of supernatural hauntings, but of a very real, very human kind of ghost. The ghost of a life cut short, without a final resting place, the ghost of unanswered questions, and the ghost of a grief that can never fully be put to rest. How could so many people simply disappear? The reasons are as varied and brutal as the war itself. On the vast Eastern Front, the sheer scale and savagery of the conflict meant that entire units could be wiped out, with records destroyed and landscapes altered beyond recognition. In the dense, unforgiving jungles of the Pacific, a soldier could be lost just a few feet from his comrades, reclaimed by the environment with terrifying speed. Planes were shot down over remote mountains or deep oceans, their wreckage and their crews never seen again. Naval battles were even more stark. A ship hit by a torpedo could sink in minutes, taking hundreds, sometimes thousands of sailors with it to the ocean floor, creating instant undersea graves. Consider the Battle of the Bulge, fought in the dead of winter, in the dense Ardennes forest. It was a brutal, confusing, and desperate fight. Soldiers were scattered, supply lines were cut, and the front lines shifted by the hour. In that snow-covered chaos, many who fell were buried by the weather itself before they could be recovered. When the spring thaw came, the grim task of finding the fallen began. But many were never found. Their names are etched on memorials like the one in Henry Chapelle, Belgium, a testament to lives that ended somewhere in those woods, their exact locations lost to time. This is where the story takes a remarkable turn. The end of the war was not the end of their story. It was the beginning of an unprecedented effort to bring them home. Organizations like the American Graves Registration Command, and later, the Defense, POW, MIA, Accounting Agency, or DPA, were formed with a single, solemn mission: to achieve the fullest possible accounting of all missing personnel. This isn't just an office job, filing old papers. This is detective work on a global scale. Teams of historians, archaeologists, anthropologists, and forensic scientists dedicate their lives to this mission. They start with dusty, 70-year-old files, looking for clues. A faded after-action report might mention a plane going down near a specific village. A letter home from a fellow soldier might describe the last place a friend was seen. They interview elderly locals in remote villages in Europe or on Pacific Islands, asking if they remember a plane crash or a skirmish nearby as a child. These fragmented memories can be the key that unlocks a decades-old mystery. Once a potential site is identified, the real fieldwork begins. These teams travel to some of the most remote and challenging locations on Earth. They might be excavating a rice paddy in Vietnam, diving on a sunken wreck off the coast of Papua New Guinea, or carefully sifting through soil on a German farm field where a bomber crashed. The work is painstaking. They use ground-penetrating radar, metal detectors, and sometimes just simple shovels and screens, moving earth inch by inch. Every fragment found is treated with the utmost reverence. A button from a uniform, a piece of a dog tag, a single bone fragment. Each item is a potential link back to a missing soldier. Like in state-of-the-art laboratories, the real magic happens. Scientists use advanced techniques to analyze what they've found. Dental records are compared. Skeletal remains can tell them the age, height, and sometimes even the ancestry of an individual. And then there's the most powerful tool of all, DNA. The military maintains a repository of DNA samples from family members of the missing. A tiny sample from a bone fragment found in a jungle can be compared against this database. When a match is made, it's a moment of incredible significance. After 70 or 80 years of waiting, a family finally gets an answer. A name is moved from the missing in action list to the accounted for list. One incredible story is that of the crew of a B-4 Liberator that crashed in Papua New Guinea in 1944. For decades, the wreckage lay hidden in the dense jungle. Finally, after years of searching based on old records and local accounts, a DPAA team located the site. Over multiple expeditions, they meticulously excavated the area and recovered remains. Through DNA analysis, they were able to identify several members of the crew. More than 70 years after they were lost, these airmen were finally brought home and laid to rest with full military honors. Their families, some of whom were nieces and nephews who had only heard stories, were finally able to have a funeral, to have a grave to visit, and to find a sense of closure. These recoveries are happening right now, every single year. The ghost soldiers of World War II are slowly, one by one, coming home. It's a powerful promise, kept the promise that no one is left behind, no matter how long it takes. It's a testament to the idea that every single life mattered, and that their sacrifice will never be forgotten. The search is a race against time, as witnesses pass away and sites are disturbed, but the dedication of those who search is unwavering. The story of the ghost soldiers is a profound reminder of the true cost of war. It's not just in the battles fought and won, but in the empty chairs at dinner tables and the questions that linger for a lifetime. But it's also a story of hope, of incredible dedication, and of a nation's enduring commitment to honoring its fallen heroes. Their names may be on walls and memorials, but their stories are still being written, one incredible discovery at a time. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as moving as I did, please like this video and subscribe for more chapters from history.